Diolch yn fawr Cai am y croeso yna. Gai weid pa mor bles o i allu bod yma'n gwesteiau ar achlysur pwysig hwn heno gan PinkNews, neu newyddion Pink. I was struck by what Kai said. You've had some drinks, now it's time for another speech, which I said to Lee Waters earlier, I'm not sure about speaking after people have had a drink. He said, don't worry, at least they laugh at your jokes. And I realised I haven't actually got any jokes, so I hope you'll bear with me. So I'm Jeremy Miles, I'm the Assembly Member for Neath and Counsel General in the Welsh Government. And I will just say that I'm very proud, obviously, to be one of the three out LGBT members of the Assembly and one of two LGBT members of the Welsh Government. And I never tire of saying that, and it never ceases to surprise me and amaze me that I am able to say that. Even in today's Wales, I would have surprised myself as a young gay man coming out in my late teen years that I could be standing here not very much longer after that, being able to say that. A particular honour to be part of a government which is so supportive of the LGBT community in Wales and of LGBT rights generally. I say I'm the Assembly Member for Neath. For this audience, I'm the Assembly Member for where Pride is set, which includes Onllwyn and Banwen at the top of the Dylais Valley, and I imagine all have seen that wonderful story, which, although it was set in the 80s, I think is a bit of a metaphor, really, for the modern Wales, where communities which are seemingly different and disparate actually discover that they have a lot in common and a lot which they share together, and that story of solidarity, I think, is a lesson for us in Wales today, and I hope it remains a lesson in all parts of the UK and beyond. So the Welsh Government, you've heard already the First Minister speak about what the Welsh Government has done here in Wales to support the LGBT community. Many of us will know about the advances in PrEP and gender identity and in blood donation and in looking at how we can support people who face bullying in schools. Those are not battles which are inevitable, they're not advances which are inevitable. We should all hold our public figures and our politicians to account for their commitments to the LGBT community because, I think it's incumbent on each of us, actually. There's nothing that we can do which is more valuable in life than to help somebody else be themselves, and as well as an obligation on each of us, that's an obligation on our schools as well. So I'm particularly proud at the beginning of this month to look back at the announcement which Kirsty Williams made 30 years after Section 28, which we've all been talking about this evening, and which I have very vivid and very real and very present memories of as a young man, and actually part of the reason that sometimes it's surprising to be part of a government which is so positive about LGBT rights is because when I was growing up, we lived under a government which was looking for new and novel ways of oppressing the LGBT community, and we should remember these things are about choices at the end of the day. But I was particularly pleased that Kirsty made that announcement on the anniversary of Section 28. Hannah Blythen, who was here, and I, with cross-party support, worked with Kirsty when we were first elected, and we were very, very proud of that announcement. And also, I just want to say, there are people in this room who fought the battle the first time round and who continue to fight those battles on behalf of all of us every day. So it's a shared advance which each of us can be proud of playing our part. We're here in a place of laws, and changing the law to make people's lives better is the right thing and the right goal. But actually, it is not the only goal, and it's not the end goal. It should be, in a civilised society, the starting point and not the end point. And as well as changing the laws, we need to continue the work of changing attitudes in Wales, beyond Wales, and beyond the shores of the UK. And we know that the advances that we have won here and in other parts of the world can be very, very fragile things. We look at what's happening even across the Atlantic in a country with whom we claim to have a special relationship, where our trans friends and trans communities are publicly denigrated from the White House. And we should all be very, very alive and alarmed to the fragility of some of the victories that we have won over many, many decades. And there's a challenge for each of us here as allies or members of the LGBT community to be standing today shoulder to shoulder with our trans friends, those of us who've had many of the battles won on our behalf by people who stood up and spoke out before us, owe it to other people who are today not in the same position that we are. We should also be standing shoulder to shoulder at every possible opportunity. So with that, I'm sorry there weren't many jokes, but it's a great privilege to be hosting this event this evening. Thank you all for coming along. Thank you to Pink News for starting its the grand tour of the UK here in Wales. We're very proud to have you here, very proud in this building of the work which the Assembly and the government do, both as public bodies but also as employers. Diolch yn fawr iawn i chi gyd am ddod.